You know how we learn at the gym to string attacks together so we have combinations. But then when we go to execute in sparring, we don't have to think about those combinations. They just come out with muscle memory. Well, we can do the exact same thing with slipping, build patterns that will allow us to just execute without having to engage our brain in the way that you normally do when you're trying to evade punches. Slipping punches can be a tricky business. Many people struggle with it. It can be overwhelming, and it only takes once or twice in a round for you to get tagged to go, yeah, I don't want to do any more slipping. And I'm going to resort to a high guard or lots of running away. But taking the time at home or in a training session, especially in shadow boxing, to have specific patterns that you can just boom, execute as soon as somebody attacks is going to be so beneficial. First thing, and a bit of a disclaimer, is when you have a head movement pattern, it could go all very wrong. Let's say, for instance, I have a combo that I go, okay, I'm going to slip the jab, slip the cross, and roll a hook. Bam, bam, bam. And I have that planned out. And I know as soon as somebody comes towards me, I start executing this. But sometimes as you move to the next step, you might find yourself in the wrong position, right? I slip here and then I realize, uh-oh, I'm gonna go to the other side, but a hook is already coming. So you have to be ready to bail out of these patterns. Even if they work 9 out of 10 times, that one time, you have to be ready to go, okay, normally I would slip to the other side, but now, oh no, I have to go under instead. They work very often, but when they don't, be ready to make the adjustment. But as I said in the intro, the nice thing about these patterns is most of the time you can just execute them without having to think, without having to recognize, what is this person throwing? Specifically, what are they throwing? You just react and you start your head movement pattern. So let's move in to number one. The number one pattern, I'm gonna give you a beginner version and an advanced version of all three of these patterns. So number one, we're slipping the double jab. What normally happens when you slip a double jab is somebody throws the shot, you move your head. They're not gonna throw the second shot right here, they're gonna chase you. So it'll be 1, 2, you drop, you drop. And that's the very first pattern which you want to engage. A double drop to the same side, essentially making them chase you with their hands. And a lot of times, because you're getting further and further away, they're gonna have to step to get to you, which puts them in a weaker position. So you just work from here, just drop, 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 drop. Now that's the beginner version. The advanced version is gonna be I drop once, second time I drop and I step. So now I'm completely out of range and there's no follow-up for them. So again, single drop for the beginner version, single drop with a step, and then regaining that distance for the advanced version. If you're looking to drill this, I would suggest taking angles. So I could be here going 1, 2, and then cut an angle. 1, 2, cut an angle after. Always cutting that angle gives you those 4 sections and allows you to take advantage of your opponent by getting off to the side and making them reset and not be able to attack. And if you happen to do that and you're over here, you could put the attack on them before they get that angle corrected. Make sure you guys stay tuned to the very end because I'm gonna show you a sequence taking all the 3 head movement patterns that we have and putting them together into one, which will be the most advanced thing that you can do and the most fun as well. And if you guys are looking to up your striking skills or really work on your defense, make sure you check out my Strike Ready courses, which focus on offense, defense, and takedowns. I have a link down below there. These have already been utilized by literally thousands of people and such positive feedback when people complete it and see their skill level just improving constantly. The next pattern is going to be dropping to the opposite side. Before we were dropping over here, now we drop to the opposite side and immediately we roll under. What are we looking for on this one? We're looking for that cross. And when somebody throws a cross, it's unlikely that they double up. It's not the same as the jab where they'll start doing this. They'll usually go, oh, I missed, and then try to wing the big hook through. So I'm just very simply making the pattern. Once I slip the cross, I roll out and under to keep myself very safe. My head was over here, but now it's way over here. If I want to leave it off to the side with the weight primarily on my right leg, I can do that. But if I want to come right back to the middle and form that circle, I can absolutely do that as well. It's all dependent on what your opponent's doing. If you want to make this more advanced, I'm not simply going to just stand in range. I'm going to go 1 and step slightly backwards on a 45-degree angle. I drop, I roll, I step, and once again, I've created that distance, but I've also cut that angle a little bit. So now they were punching over here, but now they have to make that adjustment and get way over here. And it's that chasing game where they won't be able to keep up with you very well. On this one, to drill it, I would just be going 1, 2 for the first one, and then the second one with the movement and the angle cut. 1, 2. Then I just cut my angle, whoop, 1, 2, 1, 2, cut my angle. Little micro step back. You don't need to overdo it on the steps. Remember, if somebody can hit you and they're aiming 2 or 3 inches through to maximize their power, if I even just do a 6-inch step, I'm completely gone. And I've given myself loads of space. The last pattern which we're going to use is one that Jeff Chen from MMA Shredded showed me recently. Now, in general, it's not that difficult to do. All we're thinking is there's a jab cross coming at me, and I've gone 1 and 2. 1 and 2. But it's the footwork added in which make this so much better. I take a step back on the initial slip, and then as I slip to the other side, I take an additional step back. So when I drop to my right, I step with my right foot, and then when I come up and I drop to my left, I step with my left foot. And the big thing on this one is getting that body, that torso to twist on the second movement. Instead of just going 1, 2, it's more like 1, 2. And you're using more of your peripherals, but it's the backing up which is so integral to this. So instead of it just being, again, those 2 little movements, I've gone 1 and 2, and then I can reset very quickly if needed. This one is something which I'm going to start trying and sparring more actively, because normally I'll just be here and I might take a first step and keep my chest very square. But I really like the way he does it, especially if you're somebody who likes their hands down. And 1 and 2, look at how much distance I covered right there. So let's put all of this together. How can we put this together in one big sequence from the first pattern to the last pattern? And bear in mind, these 3 can be engaged in any form of pad work or shadow boxing. I would be adding them in if you're looking to get better at these, especially in shadow boxing. So maybe that double drop off the jab, if I'm working away, I'm moving around, I just see how I took that step, I get back to work, I do the second one. I can do that Jeff Chen slip in between. And just see how I incorporate all these into my movements. Just something like that. If you're wanting to get better, make these patterns something that would just come out. Now putting all of it together. Also go square around to start. Number 1, slip, slip, little step. Now from there, I'm going to rapidly transition to slipping the cross, boom, and then roll under. And then from there, this step and this step. I'm going to cover so much distance and so many angles on this. I get that double drop to the outside, 1, 2, and then come to the cross side, 3, 4, and then stepping 5 and 6. You can start off basic and just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and just step on the end, but then start adding in more steps. But initially again, drop, drop, outside, under, back, and a final step at the end. It's going to be hard for somebody to start finding you when you're moving, your head's all over the place. And in my experience with head movement, and Jeff Chen basically cemented my thought on this, you don't always have to react perfectly to specific punches. You just move your head and people happen to miss. So instead of me seeing somebody come towards and go, okay, they're throwing jab, cross, hook, and me going specifically, okay, jab, oh, cross, hook. I see the jab come and I just go, and I just start moving my head. And a lot of times it just works. Occasionally, yes, you run into a punch which is coming and you have to make those adjustments, but again, 9 out of 10 times, at least just having footwork and moving that head and moving those feet is gonna be everything you need. Drill the patterns, bring them into your sparring, and I think you will see a dramatic improvement in your slipping. Let's call it there, guys. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you back here very soon.